prove to yourself that you have the strength and the courage to be free.
Join the Helldivers.
From the depths of darkness, a force emerges, fighting for freedom, the standards once watched the horror. Under attack, we will not falter. With metal in our veins, our battle has begun. Weight of fire burning bright, defend super earth with all our might. Fascist monsters and socialist cheese, beware. We'll crush your tyranny with a thunderous flare.
Freedom's greetings, Helldivers. Oh boy, it turned out to be an exciting night for me personally. First of all, that was Reign of Fire, epic metal remix by In God We Rock. Looking through their musical catalog, I could see a few other Helldivers songs in here, but I'll be following your career with great interest. Liked, subscribed, and I clicked the bell of liberty, good sir. Let freedom ring. Now, before handling the galactic sphere, I'd like to touch on some personal events, starting with the bad. I'm ashamed to say that I succumbed to curiosity recently and sought out the Chaos Divers on their own boards. And this is not a call for my fans to go and harass them either, so let me finish. I'm actually trying to de-escalate the conflict. We got into a fight because our views are not really compatible, and it doesn't look like we're going to be friends. I don't really think it's a controversial or hateful viewpoint to remind them that there are many who still love playing Helldivers, who like the direction the game is going, who have faith in Arrowhead's development, and want to be here. Roleplay all you want, I certainly do, but this is still a video game people play to have fun. So please don't grief them or sabotage their missions and ruin their good time. I'm not dismissing your feelings of frustration. I can see where some of you are coming from with some of this. But I'm just gently reminding you that not everyone feels that way. At the same time, the community statement that they do not support griefing when so many of their number are blatantly calling for it really gets my gander up. And this isn't just supposition either. I came across a Chaos Diver on the GWW just last night advocating for this. The official statement just appears to be a means of covering their butts when it does happen. And it is happening. If you're one of these people trying to ruin the good times of others in the name of some imagined noble cause, I'm asking you nicely to please stop it. Acting this way, it's no way of convincing Arrowhead to do anything for you. And it might just get you banned or punished, and then where are you going to be? All this behavior does is hurt those who had nothing to do with what you're angry about. So let's try to be good to each other, alright? When we fight amongst ourselves, only the enemy wins. I mean, come on. Do you really think the bugs or the bots are going to care what kind of cape you wear? They're going to kill you anyway, all the same. Even those who have chosen to unwisely defect to the Automatons when your usefulness runs out. There's only one way for your road to end here, and I don't think you're going to like it when you get there. With that plea for de-escalation out of the way, I want to shift things back over to the category of good news. Galactic Frontline News recently finished a project, and oh my sweet liberty, they cooked good. We are going to be eating well tonight. Normally, I'd grab clips from whatever I'm talking about to host in the show, but this deserves all of you to go over to GFN's channel right now to see for yourselves. The link is in the description. Seriously, words do not do this justice. Now, I'm not familiar with Strider of Valor, but Badger off Low Sodium is a good friend of mine, and I swear he's not always like that. You know how I wake at 5:30 in the morning every day to do the early broadcast? I think he got into some of my stims, and I like my caffeine like I like my weaponry. Potent and extremely lethal to other beings. I have to print a retraction to something I said. I was operating under the understanding that Walter performed the duties of the democracy officer as well, but I am told that even if he is just the sweetest thing ever, Super Earth High Command does think it's a little risky for Walter to do everything on the ship, especially in light of the fact that he was already attacked by automatons once. I haven't had the chance to meet Officer Furvol yet. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, sir. But I have always known the Eye of Eternity's crew to run a clean ship, so if he's keeping that level of order with daily operations, he has to be a great guy who does an amazing job. I'd also like to take the chance to clear up a misconception. A lot of divers assume that there is only one Pelican 1 and Eagle 1. But really, that's just code names for their roles. Every super destroyer stocks a Pelican dropship and an Eagle bomber, and that's just their shorthand for requisition purposes. Of course, there are different pilots for them. Regardless of how talented our bomber pilots are, just one of them can't manage every single airstrike across the whole of the galactic war. The Eagle pilot for the Bringer of Mercy has the call sign Zigzag, named for her habit of doing such to ditch responding automaton interceptors after blowing the living hoo-ha out of a base. I haven't seen a bot aircraft able to catch her yet. They haven't even come close. And also for her unique fur pattern. Like the rest of the Mercy's crew, she is a faunus with a mixed feline Mephitidae affinity, giving her a rather unique appearance. Regardless, she is extremely good at her job, even when I flubbed my inputs and called on a cluster bomb instead of a far better QG. That mistake made a really big mess. Sorry, everyone. My dad. But yes, congrats to the Pelican and Eagle pilots of the SES Eye of Eternity on your wedding. Oh, my sweet Liberty, they make such a cute couple. And hey, a certain angel didn't get an invitation. What gives? I would have been happy to DJ for you. Or be a bridesmaid. Or both. With personal news out of the way, let's move on to galactic war movements. First, the SEAF forces of Crimsica look to achieve total lasting victory against the Terminid Scourge in just a little over a day. Wow, that was one heck of a struggle. That will form a bulwark against the gloom in the Draco sector and leave Fori Prime as an ideal testing ground for anti-gloom scientific research and testing operations. There has to be a way to take this interstellar fork cloud down. On the western front, Aesir Pass saw limited combat during the night, with Helldivers probing bot strongholds for weaknesses. Goodness, those fortresses are really over-engineered. Especially those heavy anti-personnel turrets. Cannon turrets usually flash a telltale glint before they're about to fire, a result of the capacitors priming for the lethal laser blast. The first and, sadly, last warning a Helldiver gets that they've been acquired by an HAP turret is that their torso gets lasered off by the red-hot finger of death from out of the blue. Speaking of bot-related unpleasantness, that fleet from the foundries of the Valdus sector arrived on Curia early this morning and began unpacking invasion materials like some sort of picnic for robotic serial killers. As in, serial killers who are robots, not serial killers who kill robots. That's us. Stay with me now. The robots ran into immediate problems upon their unpacking and are just getting the sloppy stupid slapped out of them from every possible angle. You love to see it. Helldivers tend to show up in areas where the bots really did not expect them and would rather we not be. So, their invasion efforts are getting picked to pieces by caged crusaders who are hitting and fading so quickly that the automatons can't ever catch them. So, yeah. Chaos divers who have chosen to defect to the automaton collective, how are you feeling about being on the losing side of the war? Leave a comment below about how you feel, and I'll be more than happy to trace your location and send some of my Helldivers to conduct some field therapy. It sounds like you could really use someone to talk to, and we've always got a shoulder for you to bleed on. Cry on. That's been Liberty's latest with me, Pondera, the Radio Angel. With Curia under attack, you all know what to do. The battle for the Mersphere sector has only just begun, so let's toss these clunking junkies back into the scrap pile. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, for loyalty, and for Super Earth.